Apologies about that. My daughter came out, so I had to pause. Yeah, codependent nightmare. From a very young age. That was messed up because the guy I ended up sleeping with next was a good friend of mine. There's always a mistake, right? We never dated. I don't know why he never asked me out. Probably had something to do because he was good friends with Alex. Anyway, we ended up messing around, getting drunk, sleeping together. We're teenagers now, right? We're 16, 17, all right? So we mess around, and then he had a girlfriend. He was cheating on his girlfriends with me. That's what was happening. And I didn't really know them, so I guess I didn't feel bad, which is fucked up on my part. 17, y'all. 17. All right, it was teenagers. All right, anyway, they find out about it, and they use this as this whole thing. Like, it had been getting weird for a while. Like, the school that we went to had this grand opening and a staircase, and we used to hang out in front of the art section over here. And he immediately, when he dumped me, started dating this girl, Katie, who was a friend of mine. A year younger and a friend of mine, and he wouldn't have even known her if I hadn't brought them over from the 9th grade annex. Because, yeah, I got left behind a year in English, and I had to repeat the 9th grade in some classes. So, yeah, so I knew that, so I made friends with 9th graders, and I brought them over to the high schools. They wouldn't have even known each other. They're dating, they're making out every morning, right in front of my face. Right in front of my face. And I asked them one time, I was like, could you guys, like, just, I don't know, go around the corner? You gotta do, oh, I should be allowed to kiss my girlfriend wherever I want, and blah, 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 and fuck you. Pretty much. And then when after I messed around with Joey, they all fucking turned on me, cornered me. Group of at least 5 or 6 girls came in on me in the bathroom. I think I didn't get physical, but yeah, they came in there and they just, you know, all the cliches. Easy A, all the way. Easy A. And yeah. Then when I came out of the bathroom, all my guy friends, including Joe, was just standing out there, and they just let them do that to me. And Joe never got ostracized from the group or anything else. And that was my first experience with the rules are not fair. The rules aren't fair. They were never were. Yeah. I did mess around with Katie's first boyfriend out of spite one time at a friend's house. That ended up being a blow up on social media fucking 30 years later. And I don't know, he said some dumb shit about I did it with him behind a bowling alley. I'm like, that is not what happened. We got in a whole argument. He goes, oh, you're just, I'm like, dude, you were a heroin addict back then. I didn't know it, but you were a heroin addict back then. I think my memory might be a little bit better than yours in this situation. So, yeah. Oh, my hair is so stiff. I tried to put this different shampoo and I'm not really digging it. Let's see, then what happened? Then, I moved back to Virginia. I lived in a different area. And I ended up dating Jason, who was my sister's friend from the first time we lived in Virginia. She actually met him over AOL before we moved to Virginia from New York the first time. And they dated, but I don't even think they ever actually even kissed. But we always stayed good friends with them. He was good friends, helped with my nephew and all that stuff. Yeah. The night that we were moving from my house, I got real sick and I was in the back seat of the car and I fell asleep. And him and my sister got in the front seats and they were talking. He goes, I've always had a crush on your sister. And as soon as he said it, I jumped up, ran out of the car, and threw up in the middle of the yard. And he goes, well, I guess that's my answer. So, moved back. We end up dating. Dated for a while. We broke up. Once again. I don't remember why. Things happen, y'all. Then, let's see. Michael Atwater. That was my next really big connection. Oh my God. Was that man chaos on my fucking life? So I met him working at Wendy's and we were good friends. We were called the 45 crew because we had this whole crew of between like 18 and 25-year-olds and we all tried to work 45 hours a week, right? You don't want to go over 45 because then you lose all your overtime to taxes. So 45 was our magic number and that's what we always kept our schedules at. And we would trade around, do all kinds of shit to get that number, right? That was the magic number that we all aimed for. And then, yeah, I don't know what happened. We worked at Wendy's together. We were a great team. It was one of those energies that it was really easy to work with. His birthday is March 23rd, but he is older than me. A couple years older than me. Yeah, so he was, I don't know. We didn't date when I worked at KFC. I was only 17. I keep saying 18, but I was 17 for a lot of this. A lot of shit happened between 17 and 18. Holy shit, between 17 and 19. Yeah, no, I dated him for a little while, and then we broke up. And then I dated this Navy guy named Josh for a while, and then we broke up. And then I turned 18. Oh, that's it. Jason, Mike, and Josh all dumped me because I was 17. That's right. Why? Because they were between 23 and 25. That's right. They dumped me because I was 17. But guess who was back at my door when I turned 18? Actually, they didn't come back to my door. They found me at the fucking club. So, Mike was a bouncer at one of the clubs that I went to and I was a regular at. Oh man, we were bad club bunnies back in the day. We didn't even wait on line. Didn't have to. I was allowed in the clubs at 17, so I had been going to clubs for a while. I had a friend who's a year older than me, and we looked very similar, and it was very easy to memorize all her information. Shout out to my girl Tina. Thank you so much for all the good times, my love. Yeah, she would go in and get stamped and then come out and give me her ID, and then I'd go in and get stamped. And they didn't care if girls are trying to be 18. As long as you weren't trying to be 21 and drink, you could come in the club, dance all night long. And we went every, let's see, Wednesdays nights was Peabody's, Friday nights was the Abyss, and Saturday nights was Peabody's. So I started dating, who was first? Josh was first. Josh came back first. I bumped into him at the Abyss. And yeah, we hooked up, we started messing around, blah, 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 blah. He was like, I don't want to date again. I think we should be able to see other people, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, cool. I don't really want to be tied down anyway. And he kind of became like my Friday night date, right? Friday or Saturday? Well, anyway, one of my weekend date night. He was my date night. And then I started seeing Mike, and he was like my club night. That's what it was. Friday nights I would go to Peabody's. Mike was a bouncer, and then we would hang out after that. And then, yeah, I would see Josh couple times a month whenever he had time off. He was in the Navy, so he had a different type of job. And so yeah, big ol' hoe, dating 2 guys at once. But I didn't see the problem with it because they both said that they wanted to date other people. The problem came in after like 2 months was they weren't seeing anybody else. Came a problem for Josh first. He started doing weird things. I would come home the next morning because I would usually go to the club. I usually crash at Becca's, and then I'd come home in the morning and I'd see he started showing up at my house and being there. He was showing up when I wasn't there and hanging out with my sister and my mom and shit, which is cool because they were friends, but still, it was just getting really weird. And I didn't want to date him again because of what had happened the first time. And then, yeah, I broke it off with him. And then I broke it off with Mike. And then I moved here at, yeah, probably right before I turned 20. And then, yeah, let's see, then I moved here and I met my friend Dean. We used to hang out at the parking lot with a bunch of kids. A Navy guy. I've always been really good with military people. So, oh yeah, I did brush over some people. See, tell you, man. But there's certain things you put in the dark recesses of your mind because I did date an Air Force guy once. And the reasons that we broke up, I should have technically put him in jail for. So I'll just leave that alone. Yeah, so I moved down here. I met Dean. Dean was roommating with Hubs number 2. So that's how I met him. And we became friends. And then I met Hubs number 1. And he was messing around with a married woman. Should have been a clue. And yeah, I don't know. It was traumatic from the beginning. Like, we started dating and then he cheated on me with the married woman. I dumped a cup of tea on his head in the middle of Waffle House and broke up with him, and I was like town hero for like 3 months until I got tipsy at the bar and he was there and we got back together. And then 10 years later, I was divorcing him. And we got 2 kids. The final straw in that relationship, and this is what people get mad at me about when I bring up why I dumped my exes. Well, it's never one reason. People are like, oh, you dumped him for one thing. He put his hand around your throat. That was my first husband. Put his hand around your throat. That's really not why I actually left. I mean, that was the final line that was crossed, but he crossed all the other fucking lines first. He crossed every single line. He couldn't provide and keep a job. We were constantly losing our places, having to stay with family. After 10 years, nothing changed. He could never hold a job for more than a couple of months at a time. That lighting is so bad. I don't like it. He couldn't hold a job. We fought all the time. He didn't help out around the house. He was an asshole to my family at barbecues and stuff like that. Like, it's always the same story with these guys, right? It starts out that first couple years, it's like, oh, it's so nice, we're gonna do barbecues, we're gonna do this. And then it started out like, we're having a family barbecue. My family's coming over, they're not important. They're gonna go play video games the whole time while I do the whole party, cook, grill, everything. They're not even gonna go and grill. Right? Nothing, no participation, nothing. Embarrassing for me, embarrassing. My family said shit about it, but he didn't dare. He didn't care. Guarantee he cares now, and he cared when I dumped his ass, but he didn't want to hear what the fuck I had to say to save him from being dumped. So that's what I'm saying, man. And then Hubs number 2, same thing. What? It was great at the beginning. It was wonderful, right? I thought, what could be more perfect in this world than to just go ahead and date my best friend. He is 110% not my type at all, right? I'm usually really into tall, skinny dudes. Just a preference. I don't know. Um, he was tall, but he was really big. He's like, he fluctuated when most of our 20s between 200 and 220 pounds. When we got together, he was probably about 220, 225. And the first year was amazing. It was great, right? Oh, it was so much fun. Because we had already known everybody, right? So I got to meet his family more than I ever did before. I got along great with his sisters. I absolutely adore them. I think they're all fantastic in their own ways. I got along with his family, his dad, his everything. I got along with all of them, right? And it was great. And we did big cookouts where we had both the families come sometimes. And we would stay up till 11 o'clock drinking and playing cards and having fun. And we used to do that, and then it slowly started to fizzle and slowly started to fade. And the birthdays got to be too, it was just too much. And then for him it was weird. It was the same thing. When we went to his family stuff, or his family was over, they could stay as late as they want, and he would stay super late. But we went to go do my family stuff, we always had to leave early, which was always really upsetting for me. Because it's sad. It's like, because I spent a lot of time leaving shit early because I have an autistic son, and when he's overstimulated from the day, I end up having to leave all the functions anyway because he's going to lose his shit, right? So now he's old enough that he can actually stay and hang out and have a good time. There's all these kids. He's always wanting to leave. Right after dinner, we gotta leave. We gotta go. I don't feel good. I got a headache. I got this. I got that. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude. For the 15 years that I had known him, we loved to go out and have a good time. We liked to go to bars, we did karaoke, we did all kinds of fun shit all through our fucking 20s. But then for some reason, whenever he gets a girlfriend, he sucks. He absolutely sucks. Zero effort. No need to go looking for my narcissistic supply anymore. I've got it right here. I don't need to go to the bar and sing karaoke and get praise. I don't need any of that. What? I've got a little sugar right here to feed me all my narcissistic fucking supply. It took me a long time to realize that's what it was. And besides that, it got to the point with the health shit. You can't save people who don't want to be saved. And that's what I keep saying, right? So, what am I supposed to do when you're with somebody and you're like, okay, you need to get healthy. You're really unhealthy. You had this big accident where you almost died. You were crushed really bad. Your organs are a little fucked up. And you're putting on weight really bad. Now you're up to 300 pounds. Now it's getting dangerous. We're going to edit out your whole fucking diet, right? We're going to edit out the diet. I will pack all your meals. I will provide all your vitamins. I will put all this stuff in your bag. I will take care of all of this stuff. But you can't help somebody that you're going to put that much effort into, but as soon as they leave the house to go to work in the morning, is going to go to the gas station and get 32 ounces of Coca-Cola straight. Can't put somebody on a 2,000 calorie diet if they're going to drink 3,000 calories in soda during the day. So, yeah. So that's technically he didn't do anything wrong. He was a very good worker. He was a very sweet partner. He was very good for my kids. Love him, still do. But yeah, I'm not going to put that much effort in. Anytime you say anything, you get the, I'm a big fat piece of shit. And you're just like, you don't get to insult yourself and then say I insulted you. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Right? So, we broke up. 6 months later, I met Rob through the telephone. I wasn't looking for nobody. I hadn't been going out or nothing, man. I just been chilling at my house. Minding my own damn business. trying to help people that I can't help use me, stay at my house, then for 2 months, and then when I go to approach them to try to get some help with the bills that they helped jack up while they've been in my house, I get they move back to the person that they was so horrible they had to escape. I put a lot of effort, just like I do in my casting with my magic. I put so many layers of love and attention into so much stuff. So much stuff, right? Making your favorite sandwiches, trying to do things that other people like to do, even if I don't like them really, you know. I know a lot about NASCAR and football, because I just enjoy having good times with people. But not a lot of people return that, and that's the danger. And a lot of masculines do not return that. The feminines are just supposed to go along and do everything that they want to do. And you're supposed to take care of them. You're supposed to be their mother and their lover and their playmate. And all they have to do is go to work. And then when they're not at work, they can do everything they want to do, regardless of what you want to do. And that's not the game that anybody's playing anymore. So, I'm not here to give you grand relationship advice. I'm not very good at relationships. Good at peace. I like to find peace. And that's why I like to follow a lot of the things with Buddhism, where they say attachment is the source of all suffering. Right? What are the Four Noble Truths? Life is suffering. Right? Suffering is inevitable. Second truth is all suffering comes from attachment. Attachment to people, attachment to things. The whole premise of sentimentality is attachment. The third truth is you can find peace. But the fourth truth is it's at the end of the path. And the path has a lot of twists and turns and dead ends. It's not even like a path. It's more of a labyrinth, really. It's more of a labyrinth. It's quite literally, it's more like the labyrinth. It's you're drawing arrows in lipstick on a tile. You walk down a path, come back, and the little fuckers have lifted up the tile and turned it around on you. That is what it's like. All right? But just remember how powerful you are. Keep those lessons. Send them all love. I send everybody love. Sorry, a bug just flew into my damn eye. Am I all messed up now? That was messed up. That was weird. Sorry. You guys are going to get a peek at my eyeball. That's sexy. Some attractive shit going on over here. Alright, y'all. I think that is enough of my rambling for the day. And, yeah. There's the love story for you if you wanted it. We all got a past. Now you know mine. Some of it. I'll probably share some more. There's some very colorful characters in my life. When I think of one, maybe I'll just tell you their story and my part in it. Alright. I love you guys very much. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. I hope you enjoyed my incoherent rambling once again. Always like, share, subscribe, click bell, spank. If this helps you, definitely share it with a friend if you think it'll help them. And yeah. Don't be afraid to be alone. for you may be solitary, but you are never alone. Blessed be all those truly who walk these labyrinths with me. I just remembered the most famous breakup line that I have heard I don't know how many times. Well, at least when I was 19, right? Between 17 and 19, the reason my boyfriends all broke up with me, they all said the same damn thing. You're what I want, just not right now.